Hey guys, me Dave. It's 12/11/2022, so it's Sunday night. I hate Sundays. I hate them. I just hate them, you guys. I just don't like Sundays. I'd rather be during, have it during the week, you know, eh, stuff. Anyway, so they made me run to the bathroom tonight. I'm I'm not gonna put up with that, you guys. They made me go 3 times in like 20 minutes. My bottom is already sore. I'm not doing this again. I went through this for 6 months. I'm not doing this again. I will go to the hospital. It's for a legitimate reason, um, and all this stuff. I'm not doing this again, you guys. So if they keep on doing this, I'm going to the hospital. I don't care what time it is. I'm not going to put up with that again. Went through it already 6 months, so um, we're not going through the. We're not going to do this again. So the psycho, demented asshole, thinks he's gonna do this to me, and we're not gonna do this again. So anyway, what I want to talk about really is the targeting program. If you are a big target and you think, a lot of us have been in this since when we were kids, you guys. I mean, we really have. We're big targets now. A lot of us have been in the program our whole life, and we had a good childhood and good young adult hood, or whatever you want to call it. We had a good life up until like 30 or 40. Targeting didn't start for me until I was 42. I realize now that I have been in the program my whole life. I really have. I swear over the Holy Bible. I've been in this program my whole life. So, uh, what I want to talk about is that if you have brothers and sisters and you're a big target and you think you've probably been in this program since you were a child. The thing is, I think, well, in my case, in my program, I think they're targeting my brothers and sisters. I'm almost positive they're targeting my brothers and sisters. They are not in the same program I am in. I'm obviously in a trauma-based mind control program, mind control, and that's what it is. But they are targeting my brothers and sisters. I have 2 brothers and 2 sisters. Okay, I'm kind of the middle, kind of somewhere in the middle there of a child. Middle child, whatever you want to call it. I'm the second from the youngest. I do have a younger sister that's 40. She's in her 40s. She's still my little sister, even though she's in her 40s. I don't know what these dogs are doing out there. But I'm worried that my brothers and sisters are being targeted. When I had my heart attack, when they gave me a heart attack, you guys. If you're new to my channel, they gave me a heart attack in 2017. I had two stents put in. I was rushed to the ER, and I was rushed up into surgery within minutes. And they put 2 stents in my heart. They blocked it, and they did do that. They did it because I wrote to Marco Rubio. Like on a Friday night, they gave me a little heart attack on a Saturday night, and they said on V2K, they're like, don't do anything, and it stopped. Sunday, I went to take my dog out. Max! I went to take my dog out on Sunday, and I came home, and they gave me a heart attack. A big heart attack. I could hardly breathe. It felt like somebody was sitting on my chest. I called 911. The operator was super nice. She's like, do you want me to stay on the phone with you until they arrive? And all this stuff. And I'm like, no, I think I'm okay. I'm sitting down. And then they were here within minutes. They rushed me out to the ambulance. They gave me nitro in the ambulance, and they gave me 2 IVs. It did nothing. So I had a heart attack in 2017. The reason why I think they're hitting my family members is because um, my sister, my family doesn't realize I'm being tortured. They don't realize it. I kind of let loose one day, and I told one of my sisters, I said, they gave me a heart attack. They gave me a heart attack. She's like, oh no, you have heart disease. They didn't give you a heart attack. Nobody gave you a heart attack. You have heart disease. Well, I have pictures. I wish I could find them. I did make a video about them before. I have pictures of my heart, you guys. My arteries aren't clogged. They're not blocked. I have no blockage in my arteries. I don't have heart disease. It's blocked in two spots where they hit me. I don't have heart disease. None of my arteries are blocked. None of them are blocked. My heart is just fine. Well, now it's weakened because of these guys. They did nail my heart a few times, and there is damage to my heart, but none of my arteries are blocked. I do get out of breath super easy and all that stuff. The point is, I think they're hitting my family members. I think they're hitting my brothers and sisters. After I had a heart attack, shortly after, like right after, one of my brothers went to the hospital. He thought he was having a heart attack. It turned out to be nothing. They kept him overnight. They did a bunch of tests and all this stuff. It turned out to be nothing. My sister, my youngest sister, my little sister, thought she was having a heart attack. This is right after I had my heart attack, you guys. She went to the hospital thinking she was having a heart attack. It turned out to be nothing. There was nothing wrong, stuff. I think they're hitting my family members. That brother, well, both my brothers came. They came and seen me in the hospital when I was in the hospital. I was in there for 2 nights. I got let loose on the third day. They came to see me when I had my heart attack. My sister is down in the cities. She's down in Minneapolis. So she sent me a book, how to eat healthy and all this stuff. They don't realize I'm being tortured. My family doesn't understand that I'm being tortured, even though when I tell them I'm being tortured, my relative doesn't understand. She doesn't understand why I sleep half of the day away. I'm always taking naps. She doesn't understand why. She doesn't understand that I've been up all night, getting tortured, and I sleep half the day away. She doesn't realize what I'm going through. And I tell her that I'm being tortured. I do talk to my relative about the torture. She's like, what does it feel like? Does it feel like you're feeling sick? Does it feel like... I'm like, well, to be honest with you, they molest me. They make my feet itch all night. They put images in my head all the time. They hit me all kinds of ways, and I'm being hit all the time. And I'm up all night long. Especially when I don't drink. I'm up all night long. And they torture me. She doesn't understand it. She can't comprehend what I'm going through. And she doesn't understand why I take a lot of naps during the day, or I'm sleeping half of the day away if they do let me sleep. She just doesn't understand it. I think she's being hit. I really do. She goes through some manipulation that I think she doesn't realize she's being hit. She has a lot of sleepless nights. And I made comments to her. I'm like, are you sure you're not being hit with weapons? Oh no, I'm not. Oh no, I'm not being hit with weapons. Oh no, they're not doing anything to me. I think they are. This used to be a big military city. We have about 80,000 people, 86,000 people in this city. It used to be a big military city. We had the air base, the army base, the reserves, everything down here, and up on the hill where the air. We still have an air base, but we had a bigger air base before. Uh, and my relative was married to a serviceman, and they used to go up there and buy groceries, and you get cheap booze and cheap cigarettes, and you get cheap stuff, all the time at the airbase if you're married to a serviceman, and stuff. So that's how they got their hands on me. That's how they got their hands on me, um, because this used to be a big military town, city, 86,000 people, and that's how they got their hands on me. We used to go up there for medical care, free medical care. Everything was free and low cost if you were married to a veteran, and stuff. And so she would drag 5 of us, or well, there was only 4 of us at the time. She'd drag 4 of us kids up there, for feeling sick or get a physical or have any kind of medical issue, and they would treat us for free, because she was married to a veteran. There was depending on whether they were over in Vietnam or overseas somewhere, they were overseas somewhere, and she was married to a veteran, and whether they were in Germany or wherever they were, so she would get all these benefits that the veteran got, for the kids too, and stuff. So we used to go up there. I remember going up there when I was just a toddler, when I was 1 or 2 or 3 years old, going up to the air base and getting medical care and getting cheap stuff. They would have cheap stuff there, cigarettes, booze, groceries. They would have, like a store. You can go in and get cheap stuff, if you're married to a veteran. So that's how they got into me. At that time, there was 4 of us kids. And then later on in life, she kind of had my sister, my youngest sister. She's the youngest. So she's I don't know, she's 8 or 9 years younger than me, 7 or 8, I think 7 or 8 years, 9 years, whatever, younger than me. She's like 42 or something. I'm 49, so she's younger than me, and I do think they're hitting her, but the rest of my family, they let them go through college, and they let them work jobs, and they let them have a career, and they don't do this to them. What they're doing to me, they ruin jobs for me, they ruin relationships for me, they're making me paranoid, making me think that my girlfriend's on drugs, and make me think that my girlfriend's cheating on me. They were doing all kinds of manipulated and paranoia thoughts I thought was going on. I thought it was real. They were even one of the girlfriends that I was going with, she moved in with me in my house, and they were hitting me with rage. I didn't understand why I was getting so mad. I punched a window. I broke a window. I broke a window. We were fighting, and I broke a window. I didn't understand what was going on. This was in 08 or 07 or 08. 2007, 2008. I didn't understand what was going on. I didn't understand why I was so mad and all this stuff. They were hitting me with rage, and stuff. And one of my brothers is on disability. He has heart problems. I do think he is a big target, but he doesn't know it. I do think they were hitting him with rage. I think they were hitting him with behaviorals. I think they were causing all kinds of problems for him when he was growing up. He didn't want to go to school. He was in all kinds of trouble. He was into marijuana, into booze. No hard drugs or nothing, but he was in a pot and into drinking and partying. In his teenage years, he was kind of a wild child. Got got in trouble a little bit, um, and stuff. I think he's a target, and doesn't realize it. I think he's a target right now, and he doesn't realize it. He thinks it's natural things going on. He doesn't understand why he gets upset. I do think he's being hit with rage sometimes. This is back in the day. I think they were hitting him with rage. Um, and he's a big guy. He's like, 240 pounds, and stuff, and 6 feet tall. He's a big husky guy, and stuff. And I do think he's a big target, but he doesn't know it. He doesn't know anything. The my family they're targeting all of us in my family probably since childhood. Um, my sister now is married and she has 2 kids, young kids, 5 and 6 years old. I question whether the kids are being targeted. They're having problems in school. They're super smart. I mean, like a genius. Super smart kids. But they're having problems concentrating, sitting still, and all this stuff in school. They don't want to go to school, and all this stuff. And they, well, they're putting thoughts in my head right now. I'm sorry. That's why it's taking me a minute. So I worry about my nephews being hit. They were diagnosed with ADHD. What is it? ADHD. Is that the problem, or are they being targeted? They have some other issues they're dealing with. It really makes me question whether they're being targeted too. So I think my whole family is being targeted. There's 5 of us kids, and I think we're all being targeted. Maybe even my brother's wife. She has some issues she's dealing with. Just out of the blue. She used to be a medical assistant, and she used to work 2 jobs and everything else. And now she's on disability, and she's dealing with some issues that isn't normal for her. She's just out of the blue. She's dealing with some mental issues. So I think they're targeting my family and their wives and stuff, and their kids. It's really sad to see, but I think they are targeting my family. But they're not in trauma-based mind control. They're not trying to make them homeless. They're not, trying to make them jobless. They're letting them work, and they think everything's okay, but I think they are being manipulated, and they just don't know it yet, and that's probably the program they're in. I'm in trauma-based mind control. My life was awesome until I was 40, about 39. I was about 39 years old, taking the truck driving course. They're hitting me at the truck driving course. They even had the teachers involved. When I look back on it now, they were saying things that they shouldn't have any information about my life and stuff. And they were doing everything to try to get me to quit that course. I mean, I was being yelled at 8 hours a day. They were trying to make me to quit that course. I did not quit that course. I got my Class A license and all that stuff. But they made it difficult for me to get a job, because these companies call up the college. They're like, oh, what kind of a student is he, and blah, 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 and all this stuff. And I contacted people at the college. I said, I've never been yelled at so much in my life. I tried my best to get through this course, and I did get through it. And I passed. I got my diploma. But they were making it very, very difficult. They were trying to get me to quit that course. They were yelling at me all the time. And I called the college, and I said, I've never been yelled at so much in my life. And all this stuff. And I was out of it in that course. I was making mistakes, but I still got through it, And they'll try to ruin your life. They'll try to ruin your life and make you fail if they can, and they will do that with jobs and relationships and everything else. Your life falls apart, Now I know what's going on. I can recognize the things they're trying to do, But if I have to go out there and get a job, they're gonna ruin it. They're gonna turn everyone against me and try to get me to quit, or they're gonna do something to the job where they're gonna try to get me to quit and all this stuff, or make me oversleep. So I oversleep for shifts, and that's what they did with the last job. They made me oversleep. They were doing some things to try to make me quit. That didn't work, so they were making me oversleep for shifts, and I lasted 6 months, and I quit. I didn't show up for my shifts. So I had to quit. They took that as a quit. You didn't show up for your shift, so we take that as you quit. So they make it very difficult when you're a TI. I don't know how some of these TIs do it, if they're real TIs or not. I don't know how they work and have a girlfriend and have a boyfriend and oh my God, it's all wonderful and cheery and everything else. And you're a TI, I don't buy that. I don't buy that. They break up marriages, they ruin jobs, they try to make you homeless, they really ruin things for you. That's what a real TI goes through. Some of these others I think are fake, and that's what they are. So anyway, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to cut this off. You guys have a good night, and I'll talk to you guys later.